Good morning. Welcome. As most of you know, I start off all of my meetings with good news. This is good news. And the fact that there are so many of you in this room to share the good news is also good news. So thank you for being here. We are going to share some ideas with you over the next 30 to 40 minutes that many of you are seeing for the first time. I'd say all of you are seeing for the first time. And we want it to be open discussion. So if you have questions, there will be a few of us running around with microphones to gather your questions, and then we'll do our best to answer those for you. Again, we're hoping 30 to 40 minutes, but after the meeting, we'll stick around also in case there's a specific question that you want to ask us one-to-one. So I'm going to start off with the history of the Wellness Building. And for some of you who have been here a while, prior to doing our expansion, which included our Pathways to Wellness Building, we had what was called a charrette. A charrette is an opportunity for stakeholders to get together and give input into design. And for some of you in the room who were included in that, I see Tom Maxwell, he was part of that group, and a few others. We gathered in this room, and there were members of the Pinnacle Living team, there were members of our leadership team, there were board members, there were residents, there were future residents, there were family members. And for about 4 hours, we were given the opportunity to dream big. And that was a fun exercise. It was a fun exercise until we realized that it would be nearly impossible to have a movie theater in the Wellness Building, or a bowling alley in the Wellness Building, or a chapel in the Wellness Building. So together, we collectively came up with a plan that we could support physically on campus and also financially. And what we came up with was our amazing wellness building that we have today that most of you use that are in this room. So recently, we were approached by a very generous couple who said, we understand what wellness means to this community, and specifically what art means to this community. I will be honest, in developing the building several years ago, I really thought fitness would be the main draw of the building. But what we have found over the last few years is the arts and the creative arts has been what really has been an attraction for many residents moving in and future residents as well. So this couple said, we will make a sizable donation of $500,000 for you to expand the art studio and make this a place that is better utilized on this campus. You can imagine I was very excited about that. And Betsy was very excited about that too. So at that point, we reached out to the Pinnacle Living office and their team and our partner in Curtis from SFCS Architects and said, help us understand what a donation on that scale would do to this building. And in that discussion, we realized that in addition to the art space, there were other opportunities to expand the building at the same time. And some of those things that we discussed, and you'll learn about today, included an expansion of the exercise room, the weight room, the equipment room, to include what we will call a brain fitness gym. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term brain fitness, it's the ability to exercise your mind to help with things like Parkinson's and dementia. It helps with balance and strengthening. It also helps improve memory and also improve focus. Those are things that we hear from residents often are things that they deal with on a regular basis. So the expansion would also offer the opportunity to expand that space. In addition to that, we also looked at expanding or creating a space, a multi-purpose space. So the turnout in this room is outstanding today. But many of you have been in events in this room that there are 20 or 30 people and a speaker at the front, and the room just feels too large for an event like this. We envision a multi-purpose room in that building to be able to be used for things like movies for 40 to 50 people, for gatherings, for education, for possibly practice for groups like the radio singers or the handbell group, a space dedicated to those groups so that you don't have to reserve a room like the fellowship hall and take it offline all day. So the opportunities for the building and the expansion are endless, and I understand that we have great ideas, but I know that you folks have great ideas as well. So this meeting will kick off your input in developing a space that is well utilized and loved and something that we're all proud of. And so to get that kicked off, I'm going to introduce Curtis Jennings from SFCS Architects. He's going to come up and tell you a little bit about his involvement in all of the expansions here at Cedarfield and share some drawings of conceptual ideas that we have for the Pathways building in the near future. Curtis?
Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. I love opening with good news. I think additional good news, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. It's amazing energy in here, and so thank you. I can really feel the energy and excitement. Amy mentioned I'm Curtis Jennings, a managing principal with SFCS, and I've got my colleague, Matt Hennigan. Matt, would you mind standing? Matt's an associate principal with our team as well, so thank you for joining us. Yeah, I have been working with the Cedarfield and Pinnacle Living team since about 2015 when we started some of the early expansion projects. I was leading the design team and the engineering team for the early dining renovations and expansions, going through the Pathways to Wellness, the expansion of independent living, as well as the new healthcare center and the renovations to assisted living and memory support. So really familiar with you all and the amazing campus you all have. And it's an honor to be back here presenting to you again, sharing some of our new insights and new ideas for the Pathways program. I got to work early on with Amy, and it's just an honor to be back working with Amy again and Chris and the team. So I wanted to give a little bit of overview and share kind of where we currently are with the building and then walk us through some of the early concepts. These are early concepts just to get a feel of what the space could be. Amy mentioned it great. We're going to be working with several committees and several leaders to make sure we get the space right for you all. But right now, we're just showing some big concepts to get the juices flowing for everyone. Let's see here. Make sure this is working. Okay. So this is your current existing floor plan. This is an architectural floor plan. It's very straightforward. To the right, let me see if I can get my clicker going. Here we go. I've got a laser to share. Okay, so right here is the entrance to the Pathways to Wellness. This is the outdoor patio towards the front that we can see right through the windows here. Your beautiful waterfall and creek and gardens are back here. Here's the connection over to the existing building and the elevators that take up to dining. So what we're looking at is really expanding the arts and gym studio because it's amazing for me to be touring and walking through and seeing that these spaces are so used and so loved that they're quite literally busting at the seams already. And we just opened a few years ago, and so it's an incredible honor and experience to see how used the spaces are. So thinking about that, and at a high level concept that Amy mentioned is really looking at opportunities to expand this building outwards, adding additional square footage for the art studio, theater space, as well as the brain gym and additional gym equipment. So I brought up some lines just to show everyone, and I'll use this laser to walk us through. But here, this green line that bifurcates the left and right side here, that's indicating your existing exterior envelope of the building, so your exterior walls. On the left side of this green line is the existing outdoor sun deck there. And then everything to the south, below this orange line, is new expansion. So really looking at an opportunity to add more square footage to the building, as well as building on top of the existing sun deck there. So adding a lot of additional square footage for the art studio and the theater space. I'm going to jump to the next slide that zooms in a little bit and shows it a little bit clearer. So here you can see some of the wonderful spaces that we can envision together for the art studio. We've got the expanded storage rooms. So really a need is to be able to have the artists have space dedicated to store their artwork in times that they may be, outside of the art studio. So having that dedicated space that they can place their art and come back and get it and work on it and continue to work on it the next day. As well as thinking about opportunities to have more studio space, and as well as some dedicated art studios, private space to work. So expanding out to incorporate more workable space. Right now we're just showing tables to get a feel and sense of the size and scale of the space, but we'll work with the team to understand what exactly needs to be captured in here to make it the most usable for the artists. And then also some additional easel space, art space. Again, this will be developed. Some more working studio space, some cabinetry to get the right components in there for the artists. And then to the north here, again, on top of the sun deck, this is the sun deck that overlooks the roof of the pool, is adding this multi-purpose theater room space. So really looking at opportunities to have art history lessons, speakers, many different components, movies, smaller lectures, and having opportunities for screens or a TV in there. And it's just going to be an absolutely gorgeous space. Even opportunities to think about how we can engage the existing sun deck to the north here, planned north. So we can even get some nice big windows or lights or operable doors. So yet to be determined, but really excited about the location and the opportunity for this space. Absolutely, please. Oh, yes, Amy. The square footage of the art studio today is 760 square feet. So we're adding an additional 1,225 square feet. So it's over double, or almost double. So really excited about just the amount of breathing room that you'll have there. Great questions. Oh, yes, one more question. Sorry, Amy.
Let's wait for the microphone so everyone can hear you.
Learn from each other and see what other people are doing.
Yep. You have to just hold it close to your mouth.
Okay. Part of what goes on in an art studio is people bang into each other and see what other people are doing. If you double the space, you really may cut down on that effect. I'm concerned, I look at this as a psychologist and I say, I'm not sure that's the right amount of extra space. That might actually be too much. And I think that you have to think about that.
So the question was thinking about the amount of space. And I think one thing we'll want to do is making sure that we have the right amount of seating areas, the right amount of workspace, so that we don't lose that collaborative engagement between the artists. That's key, absolutely. just as the architectural and design profession, we have studios, and it is so wonderful to work side by side with your peers. You learn so much more. You are 100% right. So we'll continue to make sure, working with the leadership team and the committees, that we don't lose that collaborative engagement.
Do you have people on your staff who have expertise in both the psychology of space and also how to deal with people with disabilities?
Yes, ma'am. We are experts in design for older adults. Our firm has been around for 105 years, and we have been designing senior living communities since late 1940s. So we have 110 employees, work with gerontologists across the country, so very, very familiar, and have actually many artists on staff as well. So really looking forward to having those team members engaged throughout this process. Excellent. Great questions. Yes. It is on top of the sun deck, which is right there before you overlook the arch roof of the pool. So if you exit the doors right from the lobby, you'll see that flat sun deck out there. That's where the new multi-purpose theater room will be.
We have another question in the back of the room.
I love it. I love the engagement and energy. Oh my gosh, who's excited for this?
Hello.
I'm sorry.
I use the art room a lot, and I just ask if you can put more windows, because all kind of painting need natural light,
Yes.
and we don't have enough now. Thank you.
Yes.
So,
Sorry, Amy.
Go ahead, you
no,
go.
Please.
What I was going to share is at the end of this meeting, we are going to invite you to sign up to be part of conversations in designing some of these spaces. So know that input from persons served is really important in this project, and you'll have the opportunity to be involved.
You are correct about the light. We are looking at engaging, and you can see to the south of the plan here where we're building the new expansion. That is almost entirely windows, so that there will be access to a ton of natural light, but also controlled, so that you'll have control over the amount that's coming in. We've got one more question in the back and then one up front. So
the question is about sinks. Are you going to have 2 large wash sinks?
we haven't gotten to that level of detail yet, but we will be working through many of those details and can incorporate as needed.
Yeah. So this is a rough idea of what the room will look like. The fixtures and furnishings are something that we will talk about with residents, so that if the size of the sink or the depth of the sink is important to you, we will include that in the conversation. There was a question up front.
Yes. Do you have a slide with the actual dimensions? The concept of square footage is not all that clear.
I don't have one that shows dimensions right now, but we can definitely work with the team and update that. So why don't I share, if it's okay, I'll continue moving on and we'll show some of the 3-dimensional images that really show what this building looks like from the exterior. And please continue to ask questions. I love the engagement and energy. So starting, really at eye level down, this would be walking parallel with the pool. Imagine coming up the hill, the pool's on your left, and you're coming up and you can see this new expansion. Here's those very large windows, and so right to the right of the laser here, that's the new expansion, the art studio above, and the new gym and brain health below, and then the expansion of the art studio here over the sun deck, and then the multi-purpose theater room there. So Continue to moving on. This is rotating around. So now we're over top of the pool. So you can see the arch of the pool roof. Here's the amazing skylight over the pool. And so we're taking a lot of that architectural language that we developed early on for the Pathways to Wellness design and enhancing that. So really bringing that same architectural language style, using this arched roof with similar roofing materials, and then even cantilevering it over to add additional shade and protection for some space on top of the roof. So here is the view of the multi-purpose room and theater. And then expansion beyond, underneath this roof area, is the expansion of the art studio. Here's a view as you enter onto the sun deck from the right side of the building where you've got the beautiful gardens and the creeks. So this would be entering on, and you can see how the new multi-purpose theater room there has lots and lots of light, lots of additional clear stories. It's got some protection and some overhang from the roof, and really engaging opportunities to make that visual and physical connection out to the sun deck.
Curtis, we have a question.
Oh, yes.
What happens to the exercise class space?
It's a great segue. I'm going to go downstairs next. So
I think actually she's talking about the fitness classes upstairs.
Oh, I am so sorry. Yes, nothing is changing with the upstairs fitness classrooms. Sure.
We're new here and we've just started taking classes. And at least 2 or 3 of those classes, that room is packed every single morning, to the point that people are almost on top of each other. So I guess I would ask that people consider expanding that space to allow for that.
Thank you for sharing that. We are also looking at ways to program that room a little bit differently so more classes can be offered so that you don't necessarily have to come to an overcrowded room.
It's just incredible how much the spaces are loved. That's incredible for me. Going downstairs, just a quick overview of the lower level. So to orient us, here's the elevator and the stairs around. This is your current gym space. And as you traverse through the corridors, here's the entrance to the pool space here. So the areas we're looking at is the current gym space, and what we're going to be doing is where we're adding the art studio above, this is the expansion of the gym below here. So really looking at adding some additional elbow room below to incorporate many new fitness opportunities for the brain health as well as physical fitness. Jumping ahead, just to look at, these were early concepts derived from that charrette that Amy talked about, really looking at opportunities to engage the brain fitness. So some of the modern and really new technology out there available is smart fit boards engaging both brain and physical fitness, the Senso board, the Goji bike. So these are color coded for reference. So I will point these out for us. So the smart board is this one on the upper right, and it gives you opportunities to do physical fitness as well as engaging with brain fitness. We've got the Senso, and this is really engaging balance, physical fitness, as well as brain health. The Goji bike here, it really engages all those senses as well. And then we've got some opportunities to really engage with boxing speed bags as well as boxing bags. Many programs can be operated and done around the boxing program. So really looking at additional space to incorporate these. These are just concepts, and we're going to continue to develop these and work with the team to get it the right pieces for you.
And I know a few of you are saying boxing, we're seniors. Boxing and specific machines, just like the ones that Curtis detailed, have had proven success with people who have Parkinson's disease or tremors, as well as those who have dementia, because it works the mind in a way that you're not exercising it other ways.
Thank you, Amy. So as well on the lower level there's an additional patio space on the other side of the pool. This space is, we designed it early on, and it's not really getting as much utilization as we thought. So we have been coming up with some ideas to really bring new excitement to that area. Some of which is looking at an additional way to connect out there from the current indoor pool area, but also thinking about opportunities to add shading to make it more comfortable. It won't be as bright and direct sunlight, really adding and looking at new seating arrangements. So we'll be engaging with our interior design team to make sure we've got some comfortable opportunities to really engage that space and use it to the functions that you'd like. So a couple of inspirational images. This is a rendering of what that space could look like. Here you can see your existing pool and your existing pool windows and new trellis or pergola space out there. Really adding some amazing string lights, some vinery, just bringing life to that space. Also adding some new really comfortable seating arrangements so that we've got some opportunities to go and engage and sit and relax. So now I'm going to zoom back out a little bit, about a couple 100 feet over the building, and show you what this looks like as an overall project. So beginning almost over the top of where we are right now, looking back on the existing building, you can see here's that expansion of the art studio and the gym below. So just expanding out here. And then I'm going to rotate. Oh, before I do that, you can see again, the barrel roof over the theater space. And then zoom in around. So now we're about to the south over above the gardens over there. You can see the existing pool. And then here's the new theater space, as well as the expansion of the arts. And then taking the art, again, using the top of the current sun deck there to build additional square footage. And one more view, really kind of rotating around now over the memory support garden, looking at what this looks like. Just gonna, continue to enhance and make an incredible opportunity for the Pathways to Wellness program to be able to use, as you all and Cedarfield works best. So with that, thank you very much. Any questions? Amy, anything you'd like to ask? Oh, yes, love it. Love several questions here.
Here's the big one. Does that very, very generous donation for this cover the entire price for it?
Yes, the answer is no. So actually, a few other people have stepped forward, and we're somewhere near $1 million right now in money that we have raised to cover this. This project is closer to $4 million. But we know that we can get closer to that $4 million range, and we have also the backing of Pinnacle Living, who will help us make sure that this is something that we could achieve together.
Other questions? Oh, we have one in the back. Oh,
Okay,
and
I have one
up here.
right here. Let me
Okay.
get this one first.
Given the funding comes through, when are you looking to break ground on the?
Sure.
So actually, I'm going to take another couple of questions, and then that will be the next part of my part of the presentation. On my way.
Aside from renderings, what about the engineering aspects of the structural foundation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? what problems do you envision, or is it a simple task of just going up with a wall?
So the question was, what, really, what do the structural needs of the existing space need to be enhanced to carry the additional loads of the covered spaces? And this is an amazing opportunity because we did the structural design as well. So we know what is there currently in the building. We did the construction administration, so we know where all the steel is. And the exterior sun deck is designed for live loads, which means it's for people and components to be up on top of that deck. So that additional loading easily allows us to add the additional structure. There may need to be some reinforcements on some existing steel, but our engineering team is all aware and have looked at this, and it's feasible.
Okay.
So thank you.
Are there any other questions before I talk about timing?
Oh, one in the middle, yes.
I'm on my way.
How does construction impact current activities in the building?
That's a great question. So what we're going to have to do is work with the contractor team, and they'll help with really understanding kind of phasing, how products are moved in and out. There may be some downtime in different spaces, but again, that'll be really enhanced with bringing the professional contractors on board.
Any other questions before I talk a little bit about timing and what comes next?
Thank you all. Oh, there's one more. Oh, I'm so sorry. There's one more question. Yes.
On my way, Mr. Deemer.
Thank you. It seems to me that enhanced space behind the pool is really a long distance from the residents. And I'm just wondering, we have other outdoor space that maybe could be enhanced that would be more accessible as compared to, and I walk the whole third floor all the way down there every day, but in terms of there may be other space that's more accessible as compared to walking all the way beyond the pool to that space.
Yeah, I mean, we can continue to, talk and have the dialogue about the right spaces with Amy and her team.
To answer that a little bit, it depends on where you live. I use that space a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. What do you think of the enhancements?
Love it.
All right.
All right.
All right. Amy, thank you very much. Thank you all.
So just some preliminary dates and timing. We think that schematic design, which would be the next role for the architectural team, could take about 30 to 60 days. Our hope is to kick that off within the next few weeks. After that, it will take approximately 6 to 8 months to put together construction documents. And once we reach that position, we'll be able to start construction, hopefully after gathering bids for the construction in about April of next year. The good news about a project of this size is that it's not going to take several years to complete. We anticipate this taking approximately 8 months from beginning to end once the construction starts. So that excites me because it's something that we could utilize almost immediately after we start with the construction. Any questions about that timeline? What I would like to share with you again, as I did at the beginning, is your input is really important to us. I don't use all of those spaces, you do. What we're going to ask you to do, if you're interested, to be part of a task force to help enhance the building and our idea of what's important to you in the building, by having 3 sheets at the back of this room that identify each of the 3 spaces that we are creating here. So if you're interested in being part of a group that we work with to get ideas about the fitness area, the brain fitness area, you will sign that sheet. If you're interested in giving input about the art studio, you can sign that sheet. And the last one will be about the multi-purpose room. If you don't get to sign your name to it today, that's fine. We'll leave it out someplace in the town center so that you can think about it and which you'd like to be involved with over the next few days. But we're hoping that there's great interest. Again, this is your space, and we want to hear from you. Once we gather those names, Betsy and I will arrange small meetings with each of those groups to gather your thoughts and your input and put together a plan and continue to report back to this group, the large group, within town meetings and resident council meetings. Any questions? Yes, there are a couple of more. Thank you,
I'll
Curtis.
reverse roles here. Here we go.
Regarding your new outdoor space, I have a rollator. What are we thinking about handicapped accessibility of going up that hill is strenuous enough. There's steps going up to the pool. How are we going to reach it if we're coming not within the building?
That's a great point. We will continue to look at that. We've been just some concepts, but we will definitely take that into consideration.
I think there's another
Oh,
question.
another one back here. Yes. I'm not as fast as Amy was.
I'm counting this as my workout for today.
There we go.
Recommendation, make sure doorways are wide enough for these handicapped vehicles to be able to go through easily. Second, how many county permits will be needed for this project?
We will have to get into that, yes. But yes, absolutely, for the accessibility, we will. Oh, one more here. Yes.
You currently have a hip roof on that building. Does this impact, are you going to have to do the whole roof over?
So we're looking at trying to feather that new roof in directly over top of the existing, so we won't have to add or take off the roof, correct. And then the new theater space is a new barrel roof. So
I think there's another question back in the front row.
all right. I love it. This is like interactive questions.
This may be the wrong time, but are you considering doing walls that are helpful for people who have hearing disability?
It's absolutely something we can consider in the programming. So we'll bring that to the committee.
Yeah, especially in that multi-purpose space.
Yeah.
Got another question.
I don't think we quite answered the question of whether we're going to be able to use the existing space during construction.
We just don't know the exactness. It's going to depend on phasing with the contractor.
So, but let me say this from the programmatic aspect. We don't want this to be disruptive to people's lives. So we will find other space for programs if rooms are impacted. For those of you who have been here long enough, you know that this used to be our exercise studio and we used to do classes in here. So we have the flexibility with other spaces to accommodate some of the classes that might be offline for a while during this construction. But we'll work with the architect team and the contractors to ensure that it has minimal impact on classes and programs. So I will say, I hope that you're excited about this. From the perspective that I shared early on in the discussion of the charrette and how far we've come, and just to be gathering just a few years after opening the building and talking about how well it's used and loved by residents and team members really excites me. This is going to be a very exciting endeavor for all of us, and I'm so glad that you were interested enough to come and hear about it. I know that there'll be plenty of more questions over the next several months, and we're here to answer them. And with our partners from SFCS, I'm sure that you'll be pleased with the outcome. Wait, one more question? 2020, 2021, January 2020. I wasn't here for that. So yeah, some of you were, some of you weren't. Did you have another question? Yep. Oh, you were here. All right, we'll be available if there are any other questions. Thank you again for attending, and more to come. Have a good day.